The fitting is about a woman dealing with breast cancer and gone through mastectomy. She is struggling to accept her new self, but hiding it from everyone. Fitting as a whole film shows a human narrative to behold only on people's self. The message in this film really sinks in. The movie shines when we recognize the secrecy, the familiar urge to communicate our own pain and worries, and when we recognize ourselves in those vivid characters. Fitting is about Diane in search of a suitable bra for the dress she will wear at her daughter's wedding. The meaning behind the fitting is heavier than it seems. It is something that involves the public's view of cancer fighters. Fitting is inherently unpredictable and can be flipped upside down at a moment's notice. The film provides something that involves the public's view of extraordinary things through the acceptance toward the different from an adapting life.
A scene play in the second half of Fitting, there is a shot that will interpret it throughout this thesis. When a woman shows scars to a fitter to get a suitable style for her lingerie, she feels unhappy about the appearance of her scars because of perceived stigma and psychological associations. When the scenes focus on her scars, it simplifies the way she is reminded that her wound eventually heals and the pain finally slowly fades. It reminds her that things can come back together even if they are still a little differently. In this world, many prefer beauty to everything, no matter humans, animal, or objects. Everything needs to look attractive in everyone's eyes. The common assumption is that scaring is unattractive to others. When the scene plays out where she is in the hospital, it became clear right away that the story is based on a woman who has recently undergone an emergency mastectomy. The way when her daughter calls her in the fitting, it's clear that she never talks about her mastectomy to her daughter. Perhaps she is someone who prefers to keep his problem at bay and doesn't want her daughter to worry about her own health. She may prefer not to share too much information about herself, hold back on her opinions and emotions, and may only share information when it is meaningful. Since she keeps things to herself, she may be less likely to treat others poorly and can be more respectful of others. She takes the time to consider whether negative thoughts they have are worthy of being shared or whether they are unnecessary. In the second half of the short films, where Diane pulls out the breast pad from her bag to measure the lingerie, is the peak of the whole story of the implied meaning of the fitting. The way she measures by using the breast pads makes the audience wonder why the woman measures by using the breast pads. Does Diane an introvert person? Does Diane buy the lingerie for her daughters? At the same time, we are looking at the expressions of the fitter, Miranda. We think that Miranda realizes that Diane needs her help. In the fitting, Miranda reprimanded Diane and asked, "How are you going in here? Any eye contact back?" At first, Diane feels that she doesn't need help from the fitter. She thinks that she can do it on her own. From this part, we can see that Diane doesn't want to get help from anyone because there's something that she doesn't want anyone to know.
The fitting room is like a space for Diane that she has been locked herself up, and we audiences are invited to that space. Through this scene, we can see that she works hard to keep the unfortunate news about breast cancer to herself and not letting anyone know until she let Miranda help her find lingerie that suits her condition. Miranda's expressions are supportive and kind to Diane, which makes Diane feel comfortable with her existence. Diane opened up to her that her daughter does not know about the mastectomy she had, and she needed to wear the dress her daughter had chosen. However, after going through the store, she still cannot find the suitable lingerie, so Miranda convinced her to accept that no lingerie suits with the dress and give Diane a new dress which is more comfortable. In this scene, Diane gains her confidence to tell her daughter about the mastectomy. Then Miranda plays a big role as a society that support people who had breast cancer. A good support system can change how Diane or any cancer survivor think and see the world in positive ways. The scene when Diane is in the toilet, she is sitting pensively thinking about something. something that has been disturbing her mind, which could be about the mastectomy or the quality of life after the surgery. In my opinion, the recovery period are more mentally challenging than anything she had physically gone through. She might want to stay in her space until she went into the fitting room where it actually be a site of transformation. Diane saw a different ideas of herself where change is possible and she actually really confronted by herself. An excerpt from an interview between Emily Avila and Miniflix notes that it seemed highly charged to introduce audiences that to that extremely intimate realm, such as what takes place during a bra fitting. The movie should create the impression of being in a small enclosed area similar to that. To conclude from this film, different form of self is overall issue influencing a person's mental health and their quality of life. Each person deals with the diagnosis and therapy differently. In addition, it is a lie if you say that it is easy to continue life after undergoing mastectomy. There are three fundamental drivers for cancer patients' quality of life after the surgery, which is acceptance toward themselves, support system from the family and their mutuals, and society causes. Various theories can be seen from the film. It is much heavier to uncover and accept the different form of self. With the help of a professional, people may be able to continue living their life in a way that gives a sense of normality. On the ground, nobody should battle breast cancer alone. In a woman's lifetime, breast cancer affects about 1 in 8 of them. If it is found early on, there is a good chance of recovery. So, women must periodically check their breast for changes and always get any alterations evaluated by a general practitioner. That's all. Thank you.